I seen the messages. I heard the voices. A lot of people asked me about the 3-team trade that popped up. I didn't see it until you guys told me because I was on vacation, so I didn't see the article pop up. Finally did. I went through it over the 3-team trade. We're going to go, is it a good trade, a bad trade? Is it something out of the realm of possibility? Is it likely? Does it help the Lions? Does it hurt the Lions? This is a reaction to the trade idea from Bleacher Report and multiple other sites here. Before we do that, though, hit that sub button. Why is that? Because we're in a battle right now in Chat Sports. Eagles, they gained over 1,000 subs this past month. Giants, 679. Cowboys, 557. Commanders, 475. My channel says hit that sub button. Why? Because I gained 2. Let's go ahead and continue to subscribe to the channel in this offseason. We're about 3 weeks away from training camp. I don't want to beat some of these guys, and they're killing me right now. No cap. Okay, the Bleacher Report trade idea. And here is what it is. The Cardinals, Cowboys, Lions. Cardinals receive Brandin Cooks and a 2025 third-round pick from Dallas, a 2025 fifth-round pick from Detroit. Cowboys receive Donovan Peoples-Jones, Lions number 4 wide receiver, Craig Reynolds, Lions number 3 running back, Hendon Hooker, Lions number 2 quarterback, and a 2026 third-round pick. And Lions receive Budda Baker. Let's go ahead and ask this question before we continue on here. Give a one-word reaction to this trade idea. It could be any word. It could be, fascinating. It could be cheeks. It could be, I don't know. No. Just no. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let's break it down, though, for the Dallas Cowboys. What they get. So, again, they get Donovan Peoples-Jones, Craig Reynolds, Hendon Hooker, and a third-round pick. 4 assets for Brandin Cooks and a third-round pick. A lot of assets right there. You're getting 4, sending away 2. And I do think Donovan Peoples-Jones, Craig Reynolds, and Hendon Hooker could be good for them. Cardinals, they get Brandin Cooks. They get a 2025 third-round pick from Dallas, a 25 fifth-round pick from the Lions. And they send Budda Baker. The Detroit Lions, this is what they give up. Or if they get Budda Baker, so they get 1 asset here, but they got to give up Hendon Hooker, Lions backup quarterback. Number 4 wide receiver, Donovan Peoples-Jones. Number 3 running back, Craig Reynolds. A third-round pick in 2026 and a fifth-round pick this next year's draft. Oh, my goodness. Again, before we continue to break this down, a one-word reaction to this bad boy. I can't wait to see what you guys think in the comments below. Let's go ahead, and I did rank the assets for all that was in this potential trade here, and I had Budda Baker is the number 1 asset because he is a Pro Bowl safety. He's really, really good for the Arizona Cardinals. The 2025 third-round pick is number 2. Lions 2006 third-round pick, number 3, and Brandin Cooks number 4. And the rest is all Detroit Lions. Hendon Hooker, fifth-round pick, Donovan Peoples-Jones, Craig Reynolds. Look, when I look at this trade, this seems to me like the Lions are giving up the world to get one guy. And I like Budda Baker. My God. But just looking at this trade, after seeing it, this is an extremely uneven trade, by the way. I think the Cowboys and the Cardinals, they do pretty well. The Lions get destroyed here. Completely annihilated. We are giving up literally 5 assets. 5 assets out of 8. And we get 1 player who I do like, Budda Baker, but he's injury prone as of late, and he is older. I don't think this is a fair trade at all. I think this is a absolute terrible trade. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you're one of those individuals who think, oh man, this potentially could happen with the Bleacher Report in this trade idea, I don't think this is in the realm of possibility at all. This is like a heavy.com type of article where they just constantly throw names out there for trades that never happen. First off, Lions value Hendon Hooker. He's a backup quarterback. If you're to trade Hendon Hooker, then you're going to have to get a backup quarterback who's going to be expensive. So you're giving up a young quarterback, a developmental guy who's cheap for an expensive one. I get it if you think, well, Jared Goff's the guy, but you don't need to do that right now. You already given another draft pick in next year's draft. We've already given up 2 from last year, from this past draft. So we'd lose 3 draft picks next year. Does that sound like a Brad Holmes deal to you? Donovan Peoples-Jones, who we re-sign, and we expect him to be a number 4. We're going to give up another wide receiver when it's probably one of the weaker positions, that and edge. So you're going to give up another one who you expect to rely on? That just doesn't make any sense. You want to get the defense better, but you're just going to cut the legs out of the offense. Craig Reynolds is a number 3. I get it. You believe Sony Vaki could make the team, but Craig Reynolds is a good asset. No. No. But look, maybe I'm wrong. I got a question for you. Rate your interest in Budda Baker, 1 through 10. 1 being that you do not want him, 10 being that you covet him significantly. Now, look, Budda Baker has been on the trade deadline or trade market for some time. Over there in Arizona, right? They're trying to be a team, maybe getting a little bit younger. They're kind of doing the Lions route where they're trying to get younger, especially with their type of team and physical, all that. Budda Baker is an older veteran. Potentially could not be in the works, right, because of where they're at as a team. So, look, Budda Baker's a high-valued safety. He really is. And Bleacher Report and many other sites have been pushing him to the Detroit Lions. Don't believe me? Let's talk about this is just one of many. Baker enters his 7th professional season, had played exactly 1 postseason game, and if he hits the open market next year, teams will be lining up for the 28-year-old. Teams who can offer Baker something Arizona can't. A real shot at a Super Bowl run, wrote Gary Davenport. The Cardinals get more in a prospective deal than they would compensatory picks. The Lions shore up their biggest defensive weakness, a 6-time Pro Bowler, and Baker gets to play with a team with a good chance of making a trip to New Orleans in February, talking about the Detroit Lions making a Super Bowl run. And look, it for sure is that. But I disagree here. Shore up, it says, one of their biggest defensive weaknesses. That's what they believe. You look at Detroit Lions at the safety position, I argue that it's one of the best. Kirby Joseph, a really good safety. We like him. He gets interceptions. Not the best in the world, but he's good. Ufutu Melifonwu has absolutely showed out last season. I expect him. He was playing like an all-pro. I expect him to continue to be good. I don't know if you play at that all-pro level. It's hard to do, but he's a really good safety. Right? No doubt about it. Brian Branch is not on this list, but he is also considered a safety who we drafted last year in the 2nd round, who could be all-pro Pro Bowler. Expect him to be in there. Brandon Joseph been shown out as well. CJ Moore as a Lions backup role. So look, you look at the safety position, the Detroit Lions are pretty good. They are set at that position. And they could always use an upgrade, and I'm not saying they couldn't use Budda Baker. Budda Baker would be an upgrade. And you look what he did throughout his NFL season throughout the years. He's been really, really good. I mean, the amount of tackles that this guy's get it's unprecedented. He's been in the Pro Bowl, dang good player. What makes him really good is his physicality, his ability to be physical from a safety position, and that's what gets him dinged up, but that's what makes him really good. He loves to tackle. He's a tackler. And he definitely has the mantra of Dan Campbell, right? Physical. I think Aaron Glenn would absolutely love him. He would do great for the Detroit Lions. Absolutely would be great. But he only played in 12 games last year due to injury, and he probably shouldn't have played in a lot of those games, right? But he's physical. 15 before that, 17, 15, 16, 14, 16. So even though he's been banged up, he is a individual who is able to play and play through pain. Again, that sounds exactly like a Dan Campbell type of player. So again, what is your interest? Rate your interest in Budda Baker. 1, if you think it is and you don't care. 10, believe if you really like Baker, if you would like him to be on this football team. Look, I would love for Budda Baker to be on this team, and I would love for the Lions to look at a trade, maybe before the trade deadline. But this trade that they did here, this 3-team trade, no, absolutely not. If Brad Holmes gave up 5 assets for Budda Baker, I would lose my mind. And considering that he's in the last year of his deal, you're going to have to pay the guy. So you're giving up 5 assets for 1. When is the last time you heard this is something that would be a smart decision? Giving up that type, I don't think that's a smart decision. All I think it's a terrible decision. Now, look, if you want to trade for Budda Baker, there's better ways to do it. I think you could, do much less than that. 5 assets, I just don't think so. I think this is a big loss scenario for the Lions if they were to do this trade. I think it'd be a terrible decision. It'd be an awful decision. Do you think Brad Holmes could do this? No. I don't give 0% anything, but I'll go 0.001% chance of this happening. I think every Lions fan would be infuriated if we gave up that many assets for one player. A safety who's 28 on the last year of his deal. And I love Budda Baker. He's probably my favorite safety in the NFL, besides Brian Branch, who is considered a safety as well. And I'm really starting to like Iffy as well. But he's up there, right? He's one of those guys I really like. There's no way I would do that. No way I would give up that many assets. And Brad Holmes is not going to do that. It's not going to happen at all. Folks, we are dropping videos every single day. If you see another rumor like this or you like it, you let me know. I'll make a video and I'll tell you if I think it's realistic or not. Like this last one's absolutely not. So it is people with no time to do and they're bored. So, hit that subscribe button again. Trying to gain more than 2 this month. Let's get to 3. With that said, folks, adios.